This is my year in review video. I just ran 23 miles on the week, so that's actually a high. So 10 miles yesterday, that's the most miles I've ran, so that's another high. Fastest mile, 6 minutes, but this is not all about athletic achievement. So I made a list. Here we go. Big year for Sean, actually. And it wouldn't actually be me if I was wearing this many clothes on video. So we're gonna start there. Keep watching for more. Alright, so at Washington Park, by the way, I like it here. I just ran like 3 miles here. The NASM Certified Personal Trainer, that was a huge one for me. And I already know what it takes to get in shape and all that, and to like advise people because I've done it. But it was nice to get like officially recognized and just to pass. It just felt good. Next one is Iceland/international travel. So back in 2019/2020, I had an idea. I was like, every year for the rest of my life, I'm at least going to travel internationally every other year. And where I was going to start off was Iceland and then like UK, and that was going to be my first trip. And then COVID happened. And then we came back from COVID, and I still like just wasn't on my travel game yet. And then I was like, let me just pick somewhere, and I picked Iceland. And then I forgot that originally that was where I wanted to go, and for a lot of reasons it wound up being a really good decision. I had a good time. I have a ton of footage that I need to upload, and yeah, so I'm gonna hope to go somewhere this year as well. I have a few places in mind, or sorry, in 2024, but really happy to kick off my like more serious travel. The year prior I did go to like Tulum. That was like a super short trip. It didn't scratch the same itch. Okay, the next thing is kind of YouTube / like this camera purchase. It's just A6400 that I got used, so nothing groundbreaking or crazy with equipment, but I definitely invested, and I'm happy that I did. And it's been fun to like learn everything on this camera setup, and I'm still learning. I have a lot to learn, but it's just been fun. So that's the next one I have here. It says birthday trip, and I don't know exactly how to say this one because it's a little more difficult, so I might like add in something later because I'm just kind of going off the cuff right now. But I scheduled a birthday to actually Denver, and it was a really fun trip. It was like 4 or 5 nights. Just went out a lot, worked out a lot, so a lot of good things to eat, good things to drink, and really good workouts, and some hiking adventures, and it was just like a really awesome time, honestly. And so I was really proud of myself. I did a few smaller trips like that in the last like year or so, and I feel really proud of myself for being able to plan ahead, and whether it's like renting a car or like finding places to go or getting recommendations from other people, I'm just like well equipped, and like I'm not afraid to like plan something or go do something for myself. And this is the other part, was like I actually had met up with somebody in Denver. You want to impress somebody, like you want the trip to be fun, right? So like it was awesome. And there's a few times that happened last year. I actually came to Denver twice last year. I'm a good planner. I guess that's what that means. Next up, ran CLR. So I ran the Cascade Lakes Relay, invited by my boy Alex, and yeah, that was like a really fun time. Like super positive. I was really happy with my running times. Like, not that it mattered really, but overall I think I averaged around 8 minutes a mile for about 19 miles in total within like 24 hours. So that was like pretty impressive for like a beginning runner, I would say. I was also happy that like Alex invited me. It kind of just felt like a fun accomplishment to do. Next up, moved myself to Denver, there was definitely some struggles as far as like packing preparedness and having my U-Haul stolen and losing a lot of stuff, and then just in general kind of just doing it all on my own. There was like a lot to handle there, but I did it, and I'm proud that I did it. I'm glad to be here, and I think it was the right move for me. And a lot of the reasons I wanted to move, whether it's like new habits or like new thought patterns or just like personal growth and development, are starting to happen. So that's a huge, like moving's huge. So big one for me there. I bought a truck, if that counts. I bought a truck, and so I have a bunch of debt now that I have to pay. And so this is like a plus and a minus, but like last truck died out on me. My new truck's cool, and it should do a good job for me in the coming months and hopefully years. So we'll see. That's kind of a TBD. I'm not like, since I lost my truck tires in the U-Haul, it's not built exactly the way I want it to be built, and I don't really have the money to put towards it right now. So that's very frustrating part of it. But other than that, it's a really cool truck. It's a 2018 Ford F-150 Lariat, and it's a Power Stroke 3.0. So it's a diesel. It's my first diesel. That's exciting too. So for sure. Okay, big one here. Huge one here actually. So maybe the biggest one actually, which I didn't anticipate, but Vlogmas in itself, doing that was so challenging. All my videos were like at least 8 minutes long somehow, and like you could say like a lot of that runtime was just like video straight playing, but you have to watch it all back. So let's say the video is like 15 minutes long. At the very minimum, you're watching 15 minutes in editing, right? So that's 15 minutes of your day, plus the 15 minutes that you shot the day before of filming that, right? But it's way more than that. So most of the time my videos were like 40 to 60 minutes in like clips. And so you have to go through and like see what's good and what's not. And I've been rewatching some of those videos, and there's a lot that's not good that made it in. And I should have trimmed them up a lot more. But I was just kind of go because that's just what it was. So like I didn't want to focus too much on making perfect videos. I wanted to focus on like making the videos. And by the end of the Vlogmas, my editing skills are like way better. I know a lot more, and I'm way faster, and putting this video out is going to be like way less of a hassle now that I know. And like keeping a rhythm with editing is definitely a thing for me. Kind of like picking up a book. If you pick it up once or twice a week, it's a lot easier than if you like set it down for a month and then picking it up feels really heavy. So I will continue to edit on a weekly or semi-weekly basis so that I don't lose the rhythm. Next, I don't know if this is actually a good thing, but abstinent for 7 months, 7.5 now I guess, but it's kind of more about like living with intention. That's what I wrote down. And it's like making choices not just because, right? Like, what am I eating? Who am I talking to? How am I spending my time? Because I've become super like self-aware and just aware in general. I can get down on myself if I'm not being productive or like not meeting my own expectations. Sort of a good thing. I mean, in a perfect world, it wouldn't be that long, and I would have met somebody that I felt it was appropriate to share that special quality time with. But I'm proud that in opportunities that I've had, I've passed. Oh, and the other thing about the abstinent part is I also don't like what's the word? I don't self, so like there's no anything for me, and that seems impossible, but it's not. And like I just like don't allow that portion of life to like dictate everything. Of course, like don't get me wrong, I'm like I want to jump on a wall. Like that's a good feeling in itself. So like there's a lot of pros and cons that I can go into this more, but there's way more pros to abstinence for me. Okay, Watershed. Went to Watershed, and I actually vlogged it, so that'll be a video probably in the next month or two. And that was a lot of fun. My boss actually gave me a ticket because she had like an extra ticket, and she thought of me, and so that was cool. I saw her there, nothing crazy, just kind of said hi. She went with her sister. But yeah, going to Watershed Country, if you don't know, it's a country music festival out in the Gorge in Washington, and it's like 3 days. You camp, and it was awesome. I got to see some really cool artists like Cody Johnson and Cameron Marlowe. I like almost missed his set, but I saw the end. And Lainey Wilson, shout out, my fave. Lainey, if you're watching, I love your music. You're really talented, and you're beautiful. Okay, but yeah, Watershed was kind of a drag because I just like last minute went by myself, but it was also my first time with the vlog setup, so that was really good for that, like practicing and everything like that. Oh, I didn't mention earlier, in addition to the camera setup, I also purchased a drone, and that I haven't used it since I've moved here, but I love that thing, and that has been like a game changer as far as my excitement for video making and just joy. I get like there's a lot of joy from that drone, so really cool with that. All right, two more. One, eating clean AF. So like since I moved to Denver, this is one of the habits, kind of going back to that. I started eating even more intentionally. So cutting out certain foods and incorporating more like natural foods, like raw. It doesn't all have to be organic, but a lot of organic foods, and just like more, like added sugar is like a huge red flag for me. Honestly, with all the running I'm doing, I need calories, and I was so busy, and I've been so busy that like getting in enough calories each day can be a challenge, especially with not only running but weightlifting. So I do eat ice cream, but aside from that, and I wish I didn't, honestly. I feel way better when I don't. I've noticed the change in my sort of like recovery, or like lack of need to recover as much. When you eat clean, you're constantly eating clean, you're just like a literal well-oiled machine, and I've never really experienced that in my life until the last month or so, and it's really amazing. And it's not for everyone, and it's like you can't like fake it. Like I wouldn't have always been able to do this because I want like more, you name it, like chips, or there's a million things to eat, and I haven't drank either since I moved to Denver. So I haven't drank for like at least like 10 weeks or so. So, and that feels really good too. And I have like no intention of drinking anytime soon. Last one. Okay, this one actually it's funny that it's on here because I actually just sent him a message about like having my shirt off, and because some people will be giving me like, I ran and then my shirt was off in the run, and then I was walking back to my truck, and some people were kind of giving me like moody glares and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck. I was like sweating and stuff. So, but Alex has been like my dog, super good friend, and like I love that guy. Obviously Abby too, his wife, but like Alex is the one thing that I miss about Oregon. Like the one thing that I wish I could have taken with me is Alex, which doesn't really make like a lot of sense, but because like you don't take people with you, but I miss him. And like I was like driving home last night, and I was like pretending, because he used to always just text me like, hey, you want to go on a hike this weekend? Hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do that? Or like I got sick with COVID, and he was like, hey, do you need anything? Hey, do you need, hey, for sure. Like, and I had hardly met him at this point, and like he's more supportive than like my actual family. He's doper. He understands the no shirt life, and he's, you know, always down to go out and like do fun stuff. So I really miss Alex, and I'm really happy that I met him, and I'm waiting to meet more people that are like him, and it'll happen. I just need to give it some time. So might add in a little bit more, but this is, I want this video to be kind of simple so I can get it up before the new year. It's Friday the 29th, so I've got a couple days to edit and upload this. But 2023 overall, great year. I feel as though I made like substantial mental and physical, like I went up. What's that? Like I improvements. I made improvements. Yeah. Okay. Should we do a handstand? May as well. Oh yeah, and my handstand record right now is 45 seconds. That's pretty good. So. Woo! That was a good one.